Hey guys, I'm Megan.
And I'm Stephanie. And we are
Barn Besties
with
Farm Fresh advice
for you. So we are here to impart the knowledge that we have learned over the years of building and running barns so that you guys don't have to have the problems and the misery and the mistakes that we made. Hope you enjoy our videos. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, right?
Right, and we hope to save you time and money on your new adventures.
Absolutely.
Hey guys, I'm Megan.
Hey, I'm Stephanie. So I'm here visiting Miss Megan on her farm today.
Whoop whoop.
We're in her, what do you call this?
Manure house.
Manure house.
Woohoo.
So it's actually fall when we're videoing this. Is it early fall, late fall? I don't know, but it's fall.
It's fall,
chilly.
and we're winterizing things, and I just wanted to share, you want to pick your hoses up. You don't want to leave them out in the winter.
Yeah, you leave them attached to a hydrant and you're going to have a frozen hydrant.
Yeah, and we have multiple hoses, right? So like
you can never have enough hoses on farm, Megan.
No, and you don't want to run them over. Like even if they are advertised as you can run them over, I have run over many hoses.
You just ruin them.
You ruin them, and why?
How about mowing them?
Oh, I've never done that.
Oh, me neither.
Never. I've never mowed over, but
never done that.
Yeah, Mumsy actually did not too long ago. Yeah. So
they get down in the grass grows. You don't know they're there, and then
you forget about them.
Oops.
So you don't want to do that. So what we did is in our little manure house, we also use it for storage, electrical cords as well. So easy access. We can just come in, grab a hose, electrical cord. Here they are. And they've been drained. They're ready to be stored for winter. And
the drainage thing, Megan, huge. Well, at least where we live, because it very much freezes in Wisconsin in the wintertime. We may not get any snow hardly at all, but it's guaranteed to be
I've never actually cracked a hose.
I have.
Have you?
I actually just threw one out. Used it all summer, wasn't really paying attention, and went to drain it for fall. And I realized, generally this just looks the same through here. I had a big bulge, and what happened is the inner part had split, and it was pushing out, and so it was like hose, big hose, and so I was like, okay.
Oh, I've done that before.
It worked fine all summer, but I'm like, it's done.
Time to go.
It's done because at some point the whole thing is just going to give. Right?
And let's talk about hoses. This is I've spent a lot of money. This is a heated hose.
Oh, it is.
I don't think they work.
I've never tried one of these. How does it work? What is?
You plug it in.
How?
I don't. It didn't ever.
Maybe it's the other side.
Yeah. Well, here's the cord. It didn't work. Honestly, like it gets so cold. What really works for me?
When the ground is off.
Yeah. What really works for me is two types of hoses. Just your basic hose, but you want a more industrial one because as you can see, this one, they sell them as industrial hoses and they're not going to crimp.
Yeah,
they crimp.
They kink.
Yeah, you spend an extra $30. They all do.
And I buy the thicker 3/4 inch hose versus I think there's like 5/8 or 1/2 inch.
Spend the more money.
For a farm, you need, in my opinion, you need at least the 3/8 inch. And I like to get the pricier ends, the fancy brass ends, because I find they actually last.
Yeah,
about as long as the hose lasts.
So the only hose that we actually need to use is for 2 tanks. So we actually keep it in the shop. So this is just an extra hose, so it stays warm all winter. So we go use it, put it out on the hydrant, fill the tank, immediately bring it back into the shop. The other hose, we actually call this the devil hose. So these are actually great hoses because first of all, how many people can really actually wind up a hose besides a fireman? Like really, because like with people I've had work for me, they put it back all.
They crimp it.
Yeah. And so, and I do the same. I'm guilty.
No, I'm OCD.
I'm OCD, but I also can't put the hose back.
Right.
So this little guy.
Because they have a life of their own.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. So I don't know. What do you call this? I don't even know what.
I don't know. It's like the
cameraman
and shrinking.
So it shrinks. So you want to make sure you get it attached to your hydrant.
What was it? What was she called on the movie The Incredibles? She was Elastigirl.
Yeah, it is. And so make sure you have it on, and you also have closed so we have this cool thing to do our aisle. It's a little lever here. And so, but when you have to drain this hose, so make sure this is closed, you connect it to the hydrant, turn it on, it expands. Fill all your water buckets, but then this is why we call it the devil hose. You need to turn off the water. Then you need to
let the water
out, because if you don't, this will spray all over when you go to detach it. And so you just need to make sure. So every time you use this hose, this actually gets drained. So every time you use it, it's winterized. So this is I gotta say, this is a fabulous hose. But you gotta make sure you know how to use it. If you don't know how to use it, you will be wet. Wear a wetsuit. So those are my two favorite hoses. I do like the one switch. I don't actually like these guys. I never have.
Those are nice for like your wash doll.
I still don't like them because they break and blah blah blah.
There's something you need to.
In the past, what we did is we had all this plastic, and you could undo it right away.
Oh sure.
Well, those are just. They're not durable.
I'm all about like the brass.
The brass, yeah.
The brass, whatever it is.
But they weren't the little plastic guys that you'd, have little clippies. They just weren't durable. I was breaking them all the time. Yeah. So I break things.
They're for residential use.
Yeah, know your limits. Maybe you're more gentle on things. I'm not. So
I need money.
Yeah. So here we go. So those are my hoses. Good luck winterizing.
Sometimes you need to have hoses on a cart because you're hauling them.
Yeah.
Way to the other end of your farm. maybe you just use your UTV.
Yeah. That's what we do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then, hopefully you get to automatic waters and you don't need a hose ever again. That's my goal in life.
Yeah. That's nice.
I'm not one with the hose.
So I think we talked about it in the video where I showed my water tanks. My hydrant is next to where my two tanks are.
Yeah.
So my hose, it was a 10-foot hose.
Yeah.
And I left it out year round because all I did in the wintertime is as soon as I was done, I turned the hydrant off, I detached it, and I just picked it up and drained 10 feet. It just drained out.
Oh.
I actually lassoed, whooshed it around, which shot all the water out.
Well, see, 30 years ago when we started this and we had pastures, I actually had 200 feet of hose and was filling water tanks. It was the silliest thing I've ever done.
Yeah, our first winter.
Don't do it, guys. Don't do it.
When we landed on the farm, it was early September. We just didn't have time to get anything done.
Yeah,
we were too busy building pastures and getting horse shelters in for winter. And so, like my fencer, we didn't have electric or water out there, so we were running it from the foaling barn, the hose to the closest corner.
Yeah.
That was all we could do.
Well, one year,
we were running an extension cord because that was how we could get the electric to the fencer. So there was a fencer there. It was just to get us through that first winter.
The first time, I think it was the first or second winter, I left the hose on the hydrant and broke the hydrant.
Yeah.
And so for 3 months, I was using the Farmall and a garden wagon. And by bucket moving water.
Oh,
so I am a nut job about do not leave any hose on any hydrant, because then in the spring we had to have a backhoe come in and dig down 8 feet and fix the mechanism. Yeah, it was awful. So,
and why is it? So I had the hydrant in our barn fail in December one year.
Oh no!
And it froze solid because thankfully we weren't fully into
winter,
January, February.
You could fix it.
But I had to buy heat tape.
Yep.
We put the heat tape on, and then we bought a bunch of the insulation that goes around, like pipe insulation. And thankfully, within one night of having that on, it thawed it out. Which
got lucky.
But then we had to have them come in.
And fix it.
They had to come in with a backhoe and dig it. Well, yeah, you couldn't, because otherwise we'd have had no water. And it potentially could have given in January, February, could have been
done it again.
So we just had to get them in right away.
Yep.
And I had the barn door shut to try to keep it as warm as possible in the barn until they could show up. And
then
why is it always always happens.
It always
in
is.
winter.
And let me say, like, if you think you need to fix something, do it on a sunny day. Do not
Start in the
wait
morning, so you got time all day.
January or February. Like when you're in the northern states, southern might be lucky. But if you think there's going to be a problem, just fix it. It's totally worth the money to do it.
When they put my hydrants in, they didn't put the shutoffs next to them.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like the well, you know,
Yeah,
there's the
that you
shutoffs
showed
in the
us,
ground with the keys. Put those in. Put those in. Put them in right next to your hydrant, because if your hydrant goes bad, they can actually shut the water off to the hydrant, and that shuts it off 6-8 feet down.
Yeah.
And even if your hydrant's
I think
messed
that's
up,
smart.
it shuts it off before it gets to the problem.
Yeah, that's very smart.
We didn't have that on that hydrant that went bad.
Oh,
so when they
and
dug
that's
that
when you
up,
did.
we had
Yeah.
that put in.
Yeah, smart.
And
Cool.
that was a learning curve. When we have those hydrants put in, no, they didn't suggest to us we put in a
Yeah.
shutoff.
No, I've never had it suggested, and we don't have them.
So
And I think it's a fabulous idea.
we had that one fail in the barn. So that one now is a shutoff. And then I did have the one out by where the water tanks are. That one failed. We had them put in a shutoff as well. I think I showed you could trip over it. It sticks up really high.
Wow.
Because the only shutoffs there was from the wellhead going out. But that would have shut off the water to the whole farm.
Oh, the thing. Yeah.
That's not helpful.
No.
So yeah,
Fun times.
Even if you come in and you've purchased an existing farm and you've got the kind of hydrants, the type of hydrants that we have, maybe not the same brand or whatever. If that one fails, put your shutoff in. That's your opportunity.
That's a great tip.
That's your opportunity to make the improvement because they don't last forever.
Yeah.
They don't.
No, they don't.
So
Great tip.
Thank you, Miss Megan. This is great.
Thank you.
Storage is key.
Yep.
You got to.
You don't have enough storage, and then also take care of your hoses.
Take care of your equipment, your hoses, your everything.
All the things.
Maintenance.
All the things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. We appreciate your time. As I always say at the end of every video, please hit all the buttons. We'd love to have you in our Barn Besties family. If you hit the subscribe, you're in our family.
Yay!
If you click the bell, shade that in, you get notified when we upload new videos. And we've got our schedule published. Right now, we're Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Times might change, but we have that published right now. And we do occasionally put the bonus videos out. You never know when we're going to sneak a bonus video out.
I'm ready for a bonus.
Yeah. And of course, we're also on Facebook and Instagram, Patreon. And you can leave us a comment down below. If you've got questions, let us know. We will do our best to answer in future videos, right?
Yay! Can't wait.
Yeah. So thanks, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.